What's up, guys? King Drew here with my man.
Life first, we in the building.
So, we want to welcome you guys to a new series. What's called Question Everything. So, we want to welcome you guys to come checking out our videos. And this is a new series that we wanted to start. Yes, I put up video number one and two, part one and two, I should say. And, we didn't officially introduce the series. So, we're going to talk about a lot of current events and also on the personal development side. We're going to touch on that too throughout this series, but our main focus would particularly be, along what's going on around the world. And made a video, I'll post it up here, link it up here, I should say. And we talked about the booster shots coming, and that's something that's very relevant to what's going on right now. So, without further ado, let's get the show on the road. We got a lot of work to do. There's a lot going on, and I feel like I was telling you yesterday when I saw you that something big is coming, and you could just tell by the push. And when you think about it, it's like, okay, what could it be? And it's like if they already know in terms of what's going on, then they know something big is coming, so they got to get their numbers up. So, and with that being said, the interesting thing to talk about would be the booster shots. Those are here. They're not even coming anymore. They're here. And like I was telling you yesterday, I feel like pretty much there's gonna be a new group within the unvax and vax, anti-mask and mask wearing, where it's gonna be the people that do have their two jabs. They're gonna be like, why do I need to take a booster shot? And I feel like with that last leg that I was telling you about, where it's like, the hospitalization, where, if you have your two, when you do get hospitalized, they can spin it on the narrative and say, oh, it's because you didn't get your booster shot. You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be very interesting how those people that do have two, that don't agree with the booster shot, they're going to naturally fall into with the unvax. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel like all the things that they try to do to separate us is going to bring us together. That's the way that I see it, because now when you see that, a lot of those people are going to start questioning, like, yo, why do I even agree to showing my thing so you can verify from this or not? Why is that your business? you know? So, and then I hear it in conversation where people say what they say and they're not even realizing the words that they're saying. So they were talking about, oh, I went to the game and I just showed you could show your pass or you could show it on your phone. I'm like, oh, and then if you're not, you go in a specific section. I'm like, dude, that sounds like discrimination to me. And when I said it, it's like the conversation froze, and then they just continue talking. So it's like when you hear people talk, they'll say the words, but are they really listening to the words that they're using? Not necessarily, because when I dropped in discrimination and something didn't go off in your head, you're like, wait, you're putting people over here, you're putting people over here because of their health status? What's that? What's that all about? So, you know, discrimination is a very interesting topic when it comes to this whole separating people, because if you don't see it, it is what it is, bro, right in front of your face. So, and I feel like a lot of people don't even notice that. Like, so yeah, man. I don't know how you feel about that, brother.
Yeah, nah. Me personally, you touched on a lot of great points, man. When it comes to the separation and the division, right? Why so? Because you, again, like you said, right? You have these shots, and a lot of people is not even aware of the expiration date that is associated with these shots, right? What might you say, right? Literally, I will say to you, look it up. Why do you think there's one booster? Why do you think there's two boosters? Why do you think there's three boosters? And so forth, etc. Because why? The first shot had an expiration, a time that it's effective, right? That's the reason why you had to go back and get that second shot, depending upon which one you got. And then even that one had an expiration to now why you need these boosters, right? So you have to say to yourself, so okay, so now So if I took these other vaccines, right, based upon your mindset, you're thinking that, oh, you're all set now. You took the vaccine, you're good. Now all of a sudden you're like, wait a second, but no, you're not good, because in order for you to remain good, you have to get your booster. So damn, doesn't that seem like a ill ass evil movie twist to where the person will stab the star with some virus, and the whole plot is the person now having to try to go and figure out, I need to get the antidote, right, in order to stay alive for like another day, literally. So in a sense, so just imagine now, so you already got the whatever, and in order to now remain, now you need your booster shot. Because what happens now if you don't take your booster shot after taking those first shots, right? So these are
Hmm.
the things you got to say to yourself. It's like, damn,
Yeah,
like that soon? Like, just think about it. How do we went from literally having a conversation about
yeah, you were good.
creating a vaccine to make it to lightning speed? Now we have the vaccine. Now all of a sudden our boosters, not
Exactly.
even one, not even two. We're talking three boosters already. Like, people, come on. Is anybody in there? Wake up, like, so personally, do your own research, like we preach here all the time, right? And again, ultimately, if you come to a decision and you feel like this is something that's beneficial for your situation, right, you know um obviously you came to that conclusion, right? So that's your own freedom of intent specific to your will, right? And when somebody goes through that process, hey,
Yeah,
so yeah, I mean, like, yeah, man, these boosters, they're real, people. They're
yeah.
real.
And
Hmm,
it's so interesting that I feel like the new group of people that are gonna come out of it
hmm,
are gonna now realize that, wait a minute, I agreed to these green passes or whatever vaccine pass, whatever you want to call it. I agreed to that because I thought I was good. I
right.
feel like a lot of people are under the impression that, hey, I take this now, I take my 2 jabs, and I'm good. I don't need to worry about that. Who cares if you got green pass? Even who cares if I have to show my this, my that to go into
Hmm,
here? I'm good. So that's the other thing where it's like I feel like you just mentioned, a lot of people haven't realized that, hey, this is very detrimental. Like,
hmm,
you're gonna have to keep taking this thing. Not now it's beyond like, oh, you trying to keep me safe or you trying to get me hooked? Because
hmm.
it's like
So,
yo, at the end of the day, it's like you should have never agreed to having that to begin with.
hmm,
Because if you got your 2 and now you're telling me because I don't have that, I'm now technically unvaccinated, then now you're putting me in a situation where I have to because of the me okaying, like you said, being used as a pawn to okaying the fact that you got to show your whatever to go wherever you want to go. So it's going to be very interesting to see how a lot of people react. And when you hear that, oh, before it was just, oh, for a certain age range, what do you think was stopping them from putting it over here? Because if they would have thrown it all over there at you, some people would have you would have had more people slowly waking up like, yo, I'm not taking that. And then I feel like when you do have those people, and you have the people over here that say, I ain't taking the first 2, those people are gonna come together because it's like, yo, at the end of the day, it's like we're technically still in the same boat. So
hmm,
I just feel like when it comes to trickling in, like I like to say, trickling in this whole, vaccine passport, green pass, whatever you want to call it. Um, it's happening it's a slow, steady rate, but it's climbing up. But I feel like with the boosters coming out, it's gonna have a little deterrence because at the end of the day, more people are gonna be like, I don't really want to take that. So I'm very interested in see how that plays out, and definitely will link the video to boosters are coming, and that was almost a month ago. So it's here now, and I'd love to, get people's feedback on that. Comment down below if you are gonna take it, or you're like, yo, this don't make no sense. I don't need that. I got 2, and it's very interesting that my man Life First over here brought up the fact that there's an expiration date on these things, and that's new to me. I didn't even hear that, so That's very, very interesting that you brought that up, brother. And we want to thank y'all for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And without any further ado, I want to thank y'all. So, like, first, if you want to say something to the people.
Now, again, we appreciate you guys. And again, till the next one, we in the building.
Peace.